I'm going to exploit Wes Huff's popularity at this moment because I found this extremely interesting clip. This is going to 100% reinforce all of my biblical concepts as far as the waters, as far as the morning stars, and as far as the sons of God are concerned. And we're simply going to review the word as I do in all of my studies. And we're just going to sit here and listen to Wes Huff explain this. What brought my attention to this is my current study on the biblical eye and sight, and I wanted to see what other people have said regarding this topic. Now, the context of this study reveals angels and a bunch of other things. That's why it brought my attention to this video right here. Wes Huff talks biblically accurate angels, Book of Enoch, and the Ethiopian Bible. But we're only going to key in on this part here where he says regarding the angels of God, sons of God, your Genesis 6 chapter 6 conspiracy. This is, like I said on this channel before, this is absolute blasphemy, and we are going to review this and show you this.
So biblically accurate angels. So I actually explained some of these. If you go down, you go up, right there. So like angel.
Okay, angels are just messengers. Malachi, the book of Malachi. Seraphim, they are the fiery serpents. They are the actual catalyst for the manifestation of the Son of God. And your cherubim, I'm searching understanding on this topic right now. There's a lot of fours surrounded by waters. It's a pillar, an altar. But let's get into what Wes Huff says regarding this topic, sons of God.
Angels, seraphim, cherubim, and then how these are portrayed. And I particularly go through the manuscripts and how both Christian and Jewish interpretation of them reflects them differently.
And actually, this is occurring in the Genesis 6. I'll review it with you after. I'll show you everything. This 100% proves my biblical concepts.
These are these characters which the Book of Enoch is trying to make sense of, along with demons. And so the way that they go about that is by capitalizing on the events that happen immediately before Genesis chapter 6 in the biblical flood, where you have the great-grandfather of Noah, Enoch, as this character who is explaining some of these fallen angels or beings.
Okay, Genesis chapter 6, there is no such thing as fallen angels. I know you guys associate a few verses taken out of their context to reflect this doctrine, but what are a couple of good ones? I saw Satan fall as lightning. Satan is written in the earth. This is the wicked, godless imagination of godless men. This is stated very clearly. And the lightning is Jesus Christ. You're Lucifer. I saw Lucifer fall. That's a mistranslation omitted by St. Jerome himself. This is a bragging, boasting, profane one. It has nothing to do with 2 Peter 1:19. Nothing to do with that at all. And then the angels in your Jude chapter, verse 6. Well, this is revealed in further context when you examine verse 16, Jude 1:16. And this is your Nimrod, which creates the very giant in the earth in the ways of Cain. We'll examine this and I'll show it to you.
Chapter 6 says that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were pleasing to the eyes and slept with them.
No, it doesn't. And I will reveal this. I will review it with you. We'll go over it. This is the very purpose of the gospel. You can't. There's a reason this message is canonized. There's a reason, and it's not in the details in which you exploit, which creates hypocrisy and contradiction. Okay, the sons of God cannot be agents of Satan in one chapter and then angels of God in following chapters. This is an absolute impossibility. And the only reason it has happened is because of the understanding and comprehension of the wicked imaginations. And we're going to expose this. If you're viewing this and you watch my channel, you got to embrace and submit yourself to the absolute truth. It's an absolute necessity. Let's go.
And that these created men of renown. And that's the word Nephilim.
Uh-oh. Is it, Wes? Because I popped up the verse right here, Genesis chapter 6:4, and this has been misread according to context and proof and witness and of other scriptures. I do not find this context at all, because this has been completely misread. It literally tells you, even before it all starts, that there were giants in the earth those days, and also after that. Stop. We can stop right there. In the Hebrew, there is no punctuation. So the context of that sentence is complete. A new topic begins. This is not the same sentence. When came in the sons of God unto the daughters of men? Is that not what we're supposed to do? Go into the cities and into the daughters that were fair, that cried for the abominations done thereof? That's exactly what's happening here. You can't cherry pick and say these are agents of Satan and then be angels of God in following verses and chapters. And they bear. This word children is in parentheses, which means this word isn't even here. What's happening is it's found in the context of this term. And when you understand that these daughters are the very woman, these sons of God, then you'll understand the rest of them, of this sentence, because to them the same mighty men which were of old and of renowned. Renowned is not Nephilim. They are not fallen ones. These ones are in fact written in the firmament, because renowned is Hebrews 80:34, and it means the name, the reputation, fame, and glory. That's your hallelujah. The name designation of God. And it's a memorial and a monument, and it's an altar. And a lot of people like to say, Toby, it's shameful. That's how it's pronounced. That's not its definition.
Strong's H 8034. Shame.
That is not its definition. That's simply how it's pronounced. And it's a mark, a memorial of individuality, complex honor, authority, character, base, foundation, the one that'll never be moved. So that's your men of old, men of renowned. This has been misread forever. And like I said, to understand your Nephilim, you have to understand Jude 1:16. That's the key right there. So the men of old, men of renowned, are of the morning stars, the name written on his thigh itself. And why do they go into the giants, to the daughters that are fair? Because they're the ones reaching for the border of his garment. They're the ones reaching for his thigh. Adam himself says, my woman, my rib, my temple walls. She will be flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. God asked Job, can you bring life to these bones? Not one bone was out of place, out of joint. And Israel halted off on his hip because he reached for the self-existing eternal name, who has a name that no one knows, that's written on his hip, because that is where the sword hangs from the belt of truth. If you want to know why I do my videos. Some people call me obsessed. Oh boy, how can that be when I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing? Perhaps you should rearrange your priorities and put the breath of God into the temple. You'll understand what the hell I'm doing. I'm not here talking about cartoons. I'm not here to profit or gain. I'm not here for anything. My channel's not monetized. In fact, the reason I have to call things out in this fashion, which I've been thinking about doing a biblical hit work series, beginning with two old dudes, but then I figured, why bully on children in sandboxes? Let them have their crayons in the corner. Just make sure they're unscented, so yeah, we don't wind up with any digestive issues. But anyway, and I'm not even really mad at Wes Huff. He said what he said, and he's dead wrong. The men of old, men of renowned, are the men of the God, appointed with his mark and his name. And what are they doing? They're going into the giant, into the cities, into the daughters that were fair, that cry for the abominations, etc., etc. It's my doctrine that leads to zero hypocrisy nor contradiction. But you yourself, even in this interview, admit you have no clue what it's saying. You yourself even say it. Let's cue that up for fun.
Around the 4th century, missionaries from Syria,
Yeah.
Christendom. You have today Protestants,
Where did you
Eastern
say that?
Orthodox.
Where did you say
to
that?
them. These were mighty men who were of old, men of renown. So that's literally what the Hebrew says. And so,
No,
it's
Wes, I just reviewed what the Hebrew literally says.
not like the Wikipedia.
You're talking about translation of interpretations of wicked devils and men and deceitful, wicked, godless imaginations.
Article accurately says. It's not entirely clear what's going on there.
Okay, then. So let's review what it does say. And what do you know? It's the men of the name, the men of the morning star, the men of the mark. So I just wanted to ride some coattails off Wes Huff and biblically back what I'm saying based off his own scholarly expertise. This is what God means. You have puffed yourself up and put yourself up on high, and your wisdom and all of your knowledge has made you a fool. God truly has sent the simple to confound the wise because his truths are literally this simple. Okay? They literally are. We don't need illustrations or images of beasts to understand extraterrestrials and evolutionary existence. Okay? We don't need any of that. I guess it's good for the commercial. It is. It is. It's good for, that's the reason most churches even exist. Most religions even exist. The separation of church and state's non-existent. Especially if you're being monetized. It's silly and crazy. Anyway, I'm blabbing, I'm rambling. I got to get on. So that's your morning stars right there. These are not agents of Satan. But the giants that were in the earth before those days. Yes, those are. Those are the ones written in the earth. I am from above, you are from beneath. I am in the sea of glass, and you are in the flood. The separation of the waters. I'm in the blood, you're in the flood. And that's the beauty of the Bible. It doesn't tell you what to think, it tells you how to think. Because even everything I say, you ask, well, Toby, how do you apply it? How do you apply it? Oh, ye with little faith. Isn't that the trick? Isn't it? God bless and Godspeed on everyone in their journeys. May Yahshua HaMashiach be with you in your very next step. Hosanna, Emmanuel. Hosanna, Hosanna. He will fix the temple.